I'll bat it around loose. Who wants it? Oh, my goodness. Giannis hikes it to
One thing I'll say is that after we won the medal, because everything that I ever set my mind to do, I did not expect it's going to be handed to me. I put the work.
Who did I say was the best player in the NBA, Skip?
And you were wrong.
Yeah,
then, you're wrong now.
Old freak.
Yeah.
Old Greek freak.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did it.
Well, he can freak the Lakers, but that's...
Did he freak Indiana last?
But I'm going to tell you what I think is the biggest thing we should peel away from what we've seen from the great, phenomenal performance he put forth tonight with 50 points, 14 rebounds, and 5 blocks. Just a sensational performance, Scott. The man never ran from adversity.
I'm not sure anybody other than his parents get credit for them. He's humble and he's grateful. He's truly different.
He plays and goes out there and give those people 30, 21, and 12. Okay, so listen, here's the thing. 1, availability. Not sitting out like some of the other guys by choice, but making himself available, coming out there and performing night in and night out. That's number 1. Number 2, right? Durability. He worked on his body, 50 pounds of muscle. You know what I'm saying? Controlling the paint, can move and play the center, do everything, and he's reliable. You could count on him night in and night.
A lot of NBA stars, both past and present, believe Giannis Antetokounmpo belongs among the absolute elite in basketball today. They see him as a game-changing superstar who could completely transform the Miami Heat if that move ever became reality. His unmatched athleticism, physical dominance, and all-around skill set are viewed as the perfect match for Miami's tough, disciplined style of basketball. Now imagine Giannis wearing a Heat jersey, sharing the floor with Jimmy Butler, and delivering highlight reel moments night after night. You won't believe how dangerous that duo could be. But the real question is, how would this partnership actually come together when the pressure is at its highest? The opinions coming from respected players and NBA legends make this entire conversation even more fascinating. If you keep scrolling, you're going to miss what they had to say.
Giannis, the player who is tied with LeBron James for the most seasons of 30% usage and 60% true shooting in NBA history. We are
over a week ago is now official. The Miami Heat announcing they've officially traded for star Giannis Antetokounmpo and big man Bobby Portis. In fact, you already can buy the number 34 Giannis jersey at the team store down at Kaseya Center. In a statement, Heat President Pat Riley saying, in part, it's one of the great trades in Heat history. In my opinion, Giannis is one of the top 5 players in the league, and Bobby is one of the best power forwards. Riley went on.
This is why, like, MVPs and who the best player in the league, there should be these different categories, because when you look at this game, he's doing something different in every situation. You have him posting up, you have him ducking in, right? You have him fast break, you have him ISO, you have him pick and roll. Like, he's playing a full game of domination. Like, when you're looking at him like, all right, how do I guard him? And then you just watch the highlight, and he's running the pick and roll, catching the switch, ISOing, backing a little guy up, bully ball, fast break layup, pushing the break, making the pass. Like, he's doing every single thing there is to do in a basketball game.
NBA players have been praising Giannis Antetokounmpo for years, and the respect he earns around the league says everything about his impact. They view him as a rare superstar whose dominance can completely change the outcome of a game in ways very few players ever could. Even Kevin Durant shared on his YouTube channel that Giannis is the player he enjoys watching more than anyone else, which speaks volumes coming from a fellow all-time great. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Durant also said he believes Giannis has the potential to one day go down as the greatest player the NBA has ever seen, and that's a statement fans definitely can't ignore.
On that level, take yourself out of it. Who else is on that level where you're like, okay, they operate differently. They operate in a different tier than everybody else.
Joel, for sure.
He doesn't make sense.
It's ridiculous what he can do. I think Giannis is in that tier.
MVP candidate type guy. Does that get you excited?
No. I'm excited to just get the opportunity to play. So whoever's on the court,
I'm up for just competing and going at each other and having some fun. So it don't matter who it is, but having a guy like that ups your level of play definitely makes you better as a basketball player. So I appreciate times like this.
Some pros and cons about playing with someone like Giannis, playing with another superstar with you.
I think the pros are, you know, you go out on the floor and it's easy to get lost in knowing he can dominate the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if we get a rebound, the right play every time can be throw it ahead to him because he's that unstoppable in transition. Throw it to him on a block, he's that dominant.
Praise like that from a superstar such as Kevin Durant tells you exactly how highly Giannis is respected by the players who compete against him every season. Those who have battled him on the court time and time again constantly describe him as an absolute force because of the relentless way he drives to the rim and powers through defenders. They also emphasize that his rare mix of incredible size, elite speed, and overwhelming strength creates matchup problems that almost nobody in the league can consistently stop.
Giannis is unbelievable. Talk to us about his work ethic, because he seemed like the newest Shaq.
He got that Kobe. He got that Kobe work ethic. That I want to be great. Like, he just want to be great, bro. He say he can't shoot free throws. He in there shooting 1,000 free throws. He can't shoot a jumper. He's shooting 1,000 threes. That's why everything that comes with him, everything he doing, I know it. I seen it firsthand. He want to be great.
He seemingly never gets hurt. He's coachable. He's likable. He values stuff that my entire life has worked in every business I've been in. Work hard. There's a little American dream, not to be corny, but there's a little American dream to Giannis. If you come to America and you've got talent.
Stretch to say he's going to go down as a top 15 player ever. I don't think it's a stretch to say he has a really good chance to be in the conversation as a top 10 player of all time. And I recognize that every modern NBA player has all the haters in the world. All the haters in the world. So Giannis travels too much. Giannis plays bully ball. Giannis can't make free throws. Giannis can't shoot jumpers. Great.
Bam Adebayo has even compared Giannis to a real-life video game character, especially in transition, where once he builds momentum, stopping him feels nearly impossible. Comments like that make it clear that even fellow All-Stars believe Giannis plays on a completely different level when he's in full speed, and that's exactly why so many people consider him one of the most terrifying players in the NBA today.
Man, that's effort, because he got a motor. That's one thing I say about that. Like, he got a motor. It don't matter about all that skill and shit like that. He going downhill. That's all I can tell you. He's going downhill. So if you take that challenge, you better make sure you a technician at it, because he that Euro and he'll fuck around and dunk your ass.
Sure will. Left, right hand, all
man,
kinds of
it
shit.
don't matter. So for me, man, I just think you gotta really be a technician.
Domination wise, yes. But
Giannis is
skill,
Shaq.
Skill for skill, you going KG.
Bro, yes.
Giannis
bro.
is Shaq in like a guard form. Literally, he runs you over and dunk on you.
NBA legends from previous generations have been just as vocal when it comes to praising Giannis and everything he brings to the game. Shaquille O'Neal has even compared parts of his own style to Giannis, while admitting in interviews that the Greek Freak has evolved into an even more complete version for today's NBA. Kevin Garnett has also spoken about feeling like a mentor to Giannis after training with him years ago, saying he's proud of how much his game has grown since those early workouts. That kind of recognition hits differently because it comes from Hall of Famers who know exactly what it takes to dominate at the highest level. Coaches across the league build entire defensive strategies with one goal in mind, slowing Giannis down before he takes control of the game. But here's the crazy part. Even with all that planning, he still finds ways to own the biggest moments. Giannis continues to put up elite numbers in points, rebounds, and assists while making a major impact on both offense and defense every single night. His court vision and ability to fire accurate passes out of double teams constantly create easy scoring chances for his teammates. That's one reason players around the league respect him so much, because even when every defender is locked in on him, Giannis stays patient, trusts his teammates, and never lets his unselfish approach disappear.
Conference, Shaq just said he think it's Kawhi. You think
in the Eastern Conference?
Yes.
I have to go with Giannis.
Me too.
And Charles Barkley, our American Express teammates, the Freak, and his teammate who joins him as an all-star, Chris Middleton, who's got 7, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists. First time since 2000-2001 that the Bucks have had multiple all-stars. Back then they had Ray Allen and
Ben Baker.
the big dog, Glenn Robinson,
Robinson. Oh,
as
my bad.
their all-stars. But this time around it's the Freak and it's Middleton, and the Freak has got the attention of Shaq.
You know who's leading the NBA in scoring? I give you one guess.
Huh.
Man, go ahead and get this before the time run out.
Huh?
You know who it is.
Where's Kevin Durant been? On ice?
29.
Mothballs?
The best ability is availability. That's not Giannis's fault. 29, 11, and 6. That's what he's doing right now. And on the defensive end, he's about to do something no other player's ever done twice. MVP, defense.
The possibility of Giannis joining the Miami Heat had plenty of people around the NBA buzzing because everyone understood the massive impact he could have on a team that already prides itself on toughness and competitiveness. Jimmy Butler brings relentless leadership and playoff experience, while Bam Adebayo anchors the paint with elite defense, rebounding, and smart decision-making. Add Giannis to that mix, and suddenly Miami has a front court capable of physically dominating almost every team in the Eastern Conference. People who truly understand the league knew this wouldn't just be another superstar move. It would completely change the balance of power. And honestly, it almost feels like Giannis was built for Heat culture, because his mentality fits everything Miami stands for. He's praised the Heat before for their non-stop hustle, commitment to rebounding, selfless ball movement, and refusal to quit no matter the situation. That mindset mirrors the way Giannis approaches every game, always attacking challenges head-on and keeping his focus locked on winning above everything else. Those who know him best believe he'd fit naturally into that environment because he already brings that same relentless energy every single night. Another reason players constantly call him a beast is because of what he does on the defensive end of the floor. He has the versatility to guard multiple positions while using his incredible length, athleticism, and timing to erase shots at the rim. Every opponent has to know where Giannis is on every possession, and that attention creates valuable opportunities for everyone else on his team. Coaches can spend hours building defensive schemes to keep him away from the basket, but once the game starts, his speed and instincts usually find a way to break those plans. That's exactly what separates Giannis from so many other elite big men, his ability to completely take over the game on both ends of the court.
Tyler Hero and part of the package. Those Heat. The Heat got Giannis after all. 6 years later. 6 years later.
I want to start with this. What version of Giannis is Miami getting? You know, I think you can make comparisons to the Shaq trade back in 2004. Shaq was going into his age 32 season. Giannis is going into his age 32 season. And, you know, I've seen some mention of, well, the Heat might be getting a quote-unquote post-prime version of Giannis, and I'm here to tell you that that idea has no, basis, no concept, no root in reality.
Worker first, right? So I had this thing back home in Greece. I take a chair and I go to my balcony, and I just sit out there. You know, after I put my kids to bed, I sit out there and I'm like looking at people, observing people. And I'm thinking about like the quest. Everybody has like this quest, and like I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this, and I'm like, damn, like I've done everything.
Kevin Garnett wasn't the only NBA star who recognized Giannis's greatness long before he became a household name. Plenty of players predicted he had everything needed to take over games and lead teams on deep playoff runs. They watched him sharpen his footwork, develop softer touch around the basket, and become much smarter with the ball in his hands as his game continued to evolve. That steady improvement transformed him into a complete superstar, capable of scoring, creating for teammates, dominating the glass, and locking down opponents on defense. Legends like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar have even been part of conversations comparing the greatest big men ever, and many believe Giannis deserves to be mentioned because of his incredible versatility. Miami clearly recognized that level of talent when they decided to make the move. They were willing to give up valuable assets to land a two-time MVP and NBA champion who already knows exactly what it takes to win on the biggest stage. In Miami, Giannis would be surrounded by smart playmakers and reliable shooters who can spread the floor and make life much easier for his attacking style. That kind of spacing gives him even more room to explode toward the rim, forcing defenses into impossible decisions every time he touches the ball. Players who have studied his game believe those aggressive drives will naturally create open looks and easy baskets for everyone around him. It's actually surprising that some analysts questioned the fit at first because the evidence had been right in front of them for years. Giannis has repeatedly proven he can dominate throughout the regular season and elevate his game even further when the playoffs arrive. That non-stop motor and relentless mentality make him feel like the perfect match for Miami's culture of toughness, discipline, and winning basketball.
Game against Milwaukee, and I could tell just how he looked like Bruce Lee. That was my first interaction with him. My first impressions of him is that he was very respectful and he was very timid. And then as I started working with him a little more, I noticed that he had a fire that he wanted.
What is the biggest reason the Bucks won Game 6?
Giannis. Skip, I'm about to say something I hadn't said in 5 years. Of the 450 current NBA players, I just watched the best NBA player last night. I watched him play one of the greatest finals game in NBA history.
Wait a second. What about GOAT James?
Giannis is it.
It's over?
Giannis is it.
Giannis is the best? Really?
Reason the Bucks won Game 6.
Jen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I almost feel like I'm being punked. Because this question is just too obvious. It has to be a trick question. There is only one answer to this. It is because Giannis Antetokounmpo played arguably, the greatest closeout game in
Former teammates have consistently praised Giannis for his leadership and incredible work ethic because he demands accountability from himself first before expecting it from anyone else. Bam Adebayo once said, Giannis is almost impossible to stop in transition, even comparing the way he attacks the open floor to LeBron James because of his speed, control, and ability to finish through defenders. Hearing that from a fellow all-star big man who battles elite competition every single night tells you just how much respect Giannis has earned across the league. Guards and forwards who've had the tough assignment of defending him often talk about how exhausting it is to stay in front of his powerful drives, while also worrying about his vision to find wide-open teammates. That respect isn't based on hype, it's built from first-hand experience of trying and often failing to slow him down. Coaches who prepare for Giannis know their defensive game plan has to account for his dominance inside, while never forgetting that he can also create opportunities all over the floor. Pairing Giannis with Jimmy Butler creates a fascinating combination because both players bring an unmatched competitive fire that naturally pushes everyone around them to play harder. Butler delivers leadership, playoff toughness, and clutch performances, while Giannis adds elite size, athleticism, rebounding, and rim protection that can completely change a game. Around the NBA, many players believe that duo would be a nightmare to face because their relentless intensity has the ability to wear opponents down over the course of an entire game and even an entire playoff series.
He's going to punch in the clock. Number 3, trustworthy. You know he's going to tell those corny-ass dad jokes, but that's okay. He's going to go home. He's going to be with his family. He's going to do everything that he's supposed to do as a professional, okay? As a professional, the organization could trust him. He's in great hands. Number 4, dominance, right? The most dominant player in the game when it comes to leading the league in paint points, when it comes to not being denied to get into the basket, snatching the screws out the rim. Number 5, team, right? The ultimate team guy.
Right now.
If I had to pick, I think I might say Giannis.
Giannis taking flight and taking no prisoners.
How he impacts both sides, scoring, rebounding, how hard he plays. And like we all have off nights, but I feel like when he has an off night, it's still 25 and 15 instead of 40 and 20, and he's won.
Kevin Garnett has openly spoken about how proud he is of Giannis's journey ever since the two first worked together in those early training sessions. He believes Giannis didn't just rely on raw talent, but committed himself to improving until those natural abilities became polished, elite-level skills. An endorsement like that from a defensive icon such as Garnett means a lot, because very few players understand the details of front-court dominance better than he does. Over the years, Garnett has watched Giannis expand his postgame, adding new moves that make him even tougher for defenders to contain. And that's not even the whole story. Shaquille O'Neal has also compared his own physical dominance to what Giannis brings to today's NBA, showing just how rare his impact really is. If Giannis were in Miami, the added floor spacing would give him even more freedom to attack the basket, collapse defenses, and create offense. With reliable shooters and smart playmakers around him, the Heat would be perfectly positioned to take advantage of all the attention he commands. Many players believe this is exactly the type of supporting cast Giannis needs to unlock an even higher level of greatness. They expect him to keep producing huge individual numbers while creating countless easy scoring opportunities for teammates, proving once again that his unselfish mindset and elite court vision are just as valuable as his scoring ability.
I said, man, why don't you use the joint where you come middle? Come middle and dunk it. He like, go middle? I said, I'll go baseline and come back and dunk it. He said, I want you dunking left though. I said, okay, then go middle, spin back. So we was, so I feel proud, man. I feel like a father. Yeah. Reminds you of yourself. When you see it from your perspective, you go, that look like me.
Giannis. I had a better shot, outside shot, but Giannis, because I was long, I could reach, and I could do that.
And you dunking that.
I was dunking.
No laying up, nothing.
Nothing.
Everybody need to know, Spencer Haywood.
He got to.
Oh, because that guy's 1/10 of his inch of his toe was on the line?
This is what you told me.
All right.
You told me that if a guy goes to a guy's house and beat him, he is said the best player. That's what Giannis did. Giannis last night. You and I both, what is the stat line? I say he'll give you 32, 14, and 6. And I tweeted earlier, I say, in order for them to force a game, the Suns to force a game 7, they're probably...
The NBA has watched Giannis handle massive minutes while continuing to perform at an elite level, even when facing the league's toughest defenses. His ability to absorb contact, battle through physical games, and stay mentally locked in is something that earns respect from both teammates and opponents alike. That relentless toughness is a huge reason why Miami viewed him as the kind of superstar who could immediately put them back into the championship conversation. Bringing in a proven MVP and NBA champion with his complete skill set gives the Heat a front court that can compete with just about anyone on both offense and defense. It's going to be fascinating to see how opposing teams try to adjust, because slowing down this version of Miami won't be easy. NBA legends continue praising Giannis because they see a player who respects the game's history while constantly finding new ways to elevate it with his own greatness. Kevin Durant predicted years ago that Giannis was destined for something special, and since then, he's backed up those words with consistent dominance and unforgettable performances on the biggest stages. Plenty of other NBA stars have shared that same opinion, proving that Giannis's place among the league's elite isn't just media hype, it's the view of the players who compete against him every night.
Personality, Harden doesn't give you much on the defensive end, and LeBron, frankly, has been great, but he's old. Giannis has one hole. It's that free throw thing. And last night, he was Larry Bird. He's 26 and only get...
Nobody cares what city you're in anymore. This ain't the 90s.
If you had advice, if you could give him, if you could bend his ear a little bit, what would you tell him as he's approaching sort of maybe a crossroads in his career?
I would tell him they're probably throwing in his face bigger market. Doesn't matter. Social media.
All right. You told me that if a guy goes to a guy's house and beat him, he is said the best player. That's what Giannis did. Giannis last night. You and I both, what is the stat line? I say he'll give you 32, 14, and 6. And I tweeted earlier, I say, in order for them to force a game, the Suns to force a game 7, they're probably going to have to withstand a 45 or a 50 piece from.
Everything about this move feels like the next logical chapter, a superstar looking for a fresh challenge, joining a franchise determined to chase another championship. With Giannis in the lineup, Miami adds a game-changing talent who can influence winning in almost every aspect of the game. His teammates will benefit from his unselfish playmaking. Opposing defenses will have to respect his explosive athleticism, and fans could be in for something special watching him dominate night after night. That's exactly why the rest of the NBA should be paying attention, because this version of the Heat has all the ingredients to compete for championships for years to come. His constant pressure on the defense forces extra rotations, creating wide-open three-point opportunities, while his quick decision-making often turns risky possessions into easy fast-break points. Even veteran analyst Stephen A. Smith has described Giannis as a remarkable competitor who never shies away from adversity. Time after time, Giannis has shown that he's willing to make bold, game-changing plays when the biggest moments demand it.
His most efficient season of his career. He's coming off the best playmaking season of his career. And yeah, he only plays 36 games last year. And health is, always, something that you have to take into consideration for long playoff runs. But it was the first time he played under 60 games in a single season. And when he was on the court, he was as good as he's ever been. He's still at his peak. And we're in the day and age where primes are lasting longer than ever. So I don't want to hear anything about, well, his prime might only last 1 year. It might only last 2 years. We don't
But he
know.
didn't run from adversity. This is not a guy that lost in the Eastern Conference Finals 2 years ago to Toronto because he had a bad night. He had 4 bad consecutive games because Kawhi Leonard stood up in the locker room after going down 0-2 and told Coach Nick Nurse, I'm guarding Giannis. And he picked him up past half court and prevented him from going downhill. And Giannis Antetokounmpo, devoid of a perimeter shot, devoid of stout shooting from the free throw line, seemed relatively helpful.
He doesn't have to improve that other part of his game.
No,
He'd
he
be
does not.
unstoppable,
No.
man.
Look, he already is unstoppable.
I mean, he'd be even more unstoppable.
Hey, Greek
You're
freak, don't even work on that
You're
jump.
saying he couldn't be a better shooter?
Nope.
That's not going to help him.
Draymond Green has praised Giannis by focusing on the bigger picture, explaining that while building chemistry may take some time, the long-term rewards make a move like this incredibly valuable for a team such as Miami. Green also pointed out that Giannis brings championship experience, elite defense, and the kind of versatility that naturally makes everyone around him better once the team starts clicking together. Coming from one of the smartest defensive minds in the NBA, that perspective carries real weight and offers a glimpse into how dangerous the Heat could become with Giannis in the lineup. Even the league's younger stars spend time studying Giannis's game, hoping to learn from the unique way he blends overwhelming power with incredible finesse. They admire how he can turn routine possessions into unforgettable highlights simply through relentless effort and determination. And his willingness to embrace new systems is another reason he's earned so much respect throughout his career. Miami fans have every reason to be excited because every time Giannis touches the ball, the energy inside the arena could completely change. And while Heat supporters dream about what's ahead, rival teams are already thinking about the nightmare of trying to stop an even more complete and dangerous version of a player they already struggle to contain.